Hey guys, Ed Newman here. I want to talk to you today about a distributor that I've been using for the past 6 months. Let me get my webcam out of here. It always ends up blocking stuff. Okay, they were closed to new members for about 2 months because they don't want to get saturated, and they're still not really letting people in, but they sometimes will let one or two people in as other people quit. I'll explain to you why other people quit later on. Okay, this is a distributor that carries 77,000 products, including groceries, Funko, toys, tools, sporting goods, industrial products, beauty, etc., from 20 other distributors. You only need one account with Ecom Solutions, not with all 20 of the distributors. They ship direct to Amazon FBA. You can easily search products by ROI, profit, rank, meltable, cost, category, brand, etc. Let me give you a quick demo of how that works. Okay, so we're going to come in here. Let me just speak about this screen since we're here. This is showing that I have, in the past 30 days, I have 776 orders through stuff I bought through this distributor. Their panel here only shows stuff that's bought from them. You can buy directly, they just won't show up here in these stats. I have a total profit of $3,442. My profit margin is 21%, and my ROI, show you quickly. FBA orders. We'll do the whole period that I was in here. Well, you can see right now that the R. Whoa, I'm not sure why that is. Oh, I guess just because it's one day and it doesn't. They haven't shipped yet. I've never noticed that before. But let's go back to my whole. I started February 14th. And search. Yeah, now my ROI is 44%, which is what I thought it was. Now you'll see that also that my where's my profit? My total profit is not like 6 months because if you see back in my original graph, let's switch this to 6 months. As you can see, February I didn't do anything. March only did like $51, and April, May, June, July. August has been a slow month. What are we in the 23rd now? I may stay about even. I may get a few bucks ahead or a few bucks behind. A lot of that has to do with pallets. I'll explain that to you later also. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at how you find products. So what they do is they have this filter, able to filter all their products here. And I'm just going to put some numbers in here. I wouldn't recommend always using 100,000, but I'm using that now so I can quickly find some more profitable products. Because sometimes you find products, but they're not really selling. So I don't want to be bringing up a lot of items that don't sell. But you will want to be going through higher ranked items. Minimum FBA profit is 2, minimum RI is 30. Uh, People may say that $2 is, a small minimum profit, but the fact when you use this distributor, you basically just buy stuff and you don't have to do anything else. You're basically done. The distributor does everything, all the prepping, packing, shipping, etc. So you can have smaller net profits. And it's August now. It's 102 in Vegas, so we're not going to want to be selling meltable products. Did I cover it? Looks like it. I'm not going to do the other filters. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, so this was just added today, 8/23. Let's take a look at it. Uh, as you might have noticed, it popped up with variations. I don't want to spend time going through variations uh, right now and explaining how I would. Let's just see if it's profitable. I believe I looked at this morning and it was profitable. Come on, come on, picture there. Yeah, that's 76%. I would come back and take a look at this later. I just don't want to waste time on this video going through variations. Uh, see about these Sharpies here. What's the price of these things? You can see it gives you all the information. Their title, the Amazon title. One thing I wanted to mention is their part number is the same exact part number as the Amazon ASIN. So what that means is when you find a product here, it's an exact match to an item on Amazon. There's no, you don't have to go in there and I mean, it's a good idea to always verify stuff, but you can be less cautious about it because it's already been pre-matched. And even if this was a multi-pack, which I'll show you in a second, you would be buying, let's say this is a multi-pack of six, you wouldn't have to buy six of these. You would just buy the one multi-pack and it would already include the six. All right, so let's take a look at this. These are 321. This certainly looks like it would be profitable. It's got an IP. It's not a red thing, but it's yellow. But we are buying from a real distributor, so that's typically less of a problem because you can come up with official. They give you official invoice. It's an 83% ROI, and you might even in this particular case, let's see how many people are selling. Oh, there's only one other FBA seller, so that's pretty good. But I'm just going to give you an example here what you could do to try to blow out the competition. If there was a bunch of them on here, I would set this at 9.99. So you're making 269 here, but if we switch it to small and light and do it, we're making 258. So we're making a couple pennies, well, 40 cents less or something like that. But if there were a bunch of other sellers on it, we'd be the only one selling at 9.99 and making almost the same amount of money. So we would literally get all the sales. It's because a lot of people don't know about small and light and how to set it up and that kind of stuff. But in this case, we wouldn't want to do that because there's only one other FBA seller and we can compete with them and make, whatever that was before. Let's look at it again. My videos tend to go long because I tend to go into detail explaining things that aren't really relevant to this detail, but hopefully people pick up things about, how I source products along the way, even though that may or may not be related to ecom. And this, small and light is not related to ecom. Come on. When you're making videos, everything runs slower. I think we were at 268 before, and if we sold it at 1137, we could make 269, and we could actually probably sell it to 1265, or at least higher. Could probably definitely get at least 11.99 out of it, since the buy box price is now a merchant fulfilled. So we went up to 11.9, so we're making 100%. So now I see Amazon's on it. Amazon's not on it though. Oh, that's weird. Oh, okay. Looks like they're on and off, on and off, on. They're just getting rid of leftover stock, I guess. I don't know. It's $3.21. I would definitely go with something like this. And let's see. Uh, minimum order quantity is 24. So I would buy 24 of these to test. And you buy it through their distributor. This is the same company. They just have a name for their distributor, so their invoices look legit and everything. We decided we had to buy 24. 24. This is actually saying inner box minimum order quantity is 72. What that means is I don't want to get into a lot of details, but you can lock up some more quantity like that. So I'm going to go with 72. I wouldn't recommend people just getting started do that, but okay. I'll show you later how to check. Let's see if we can find it. Actually, some spark plugs. 626. Yeah, it's not gonna buy boxes. Yeah, no, no. Let me go find a multi-pack. You see the multi-packs are right here, so just scrolling through quickly looking for a multi-pack, just so you get the idea of how multi-packs work. Sometimes when I'm sourcing, all I find is multi-packs, and I'm not a huge fan of multi-packs. Okay, this one here. Numbers look good, right? 42%. ROI 57%. It's not a really heavy item. The problem is with multi-packs is their ROI calculations. They don't take into account inbound shipping to Amazon. Like I typically use 50 cents a pound for that, and their ROI calculator doesn't take that into account. So a lot of times when you do multi-packs, even though it says it's profitable, it may not be, especially when you're doing liquids that could be like 6 pounds or something like that, like six 12-ounce bottles or something. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. I mean, this looks profitable, right? Yeah, 30%, 41 sales per month. It's always good when I use Buy Pro. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested. It's similar to Rev Seller or AZ Insider, any of the other calculators. But if you're not using a calculator, you really need to be because they show you a lot of important information. For instance, this is saying the estimated sales this month is 41. It's giving us a big green light here saying that this is pretty much passed a lot of their tests. It's kind of like a double check. If this thing says green, I mean, you still got to check stuff. But and typically, if this thing says red, I got to really look at it closely, and I'm probably not going to buy it. Let's just see how many sellers. Oh, there's no FBA sellers on this, and this is good. Now, again, we're buying through an official distributor here, so it's less of a concern with IP complaints. Even if we get them, we can defend them. Okay, this is not something I would probably want to buy because it looks like it's at its all-time high here. You see that? So we would not be looking at this one. But you get the example, and let me just show you how what we're looking at when let's say that this was good. You can see that now if we click up, this was a multi-pack of six. Now you see if we click over to actually buy it, uh, this is already saying it's a pack of six, so you don't need to assemble it. It's $21 for the whole six pack. Okay, so now that I've showed you how to do that, I don't want to go through a whole bunch of stuff here on sourcing. You saw how basically it works and how easy it is as composed compared to dealing with most distributors, where you'd have to like export a list and run it through some software and have a very low percentage. I mean, we found one in the first couple of minutes, and uh, probably that other that well, I don't know if it was a fish finder or whatever we were looking at before. I would probably buy that, but I'd have to look at the variations on it. Uh, there's no minimum. Once you're in this thing for a while, there's no minimum. There's when you first start, there's a $2,500 deposit. I'll talk about that in a minute. But once you're in here, I mean, I have $20 orders. I probably even have less than that, and I have $5,000 orders. So it doesn't. You're not paying for this stuff until it's actually shipped to Ecom. Ecom is a non-stocking distributor that buys from 20 other distributors. Some of those aren't non-stock or non-stocking also, which is why some of the times on this will add up, which I'll also discuss later. I'm just going to show you how easy it is to buy. So I don't know what we've been doing. It looks like my thing isn't saying, I don't know how many minutes, but you can say we've already found a good deal here. Ignore the out of stock. That's never correct. And the checkout process does seem to have some delays in it. Okay, we're going to go to shipping method. What we want them to do is we want them to ship whatever they have. Assuming they're building a big shipment, you don't want to wait for all of these products that are on this invoice to show up. All right, we're going to go to payment method. We're going to go date of invoice. That means they're going to invoice us at the date that these items are actually shipped to Ecom. We're going to confirm this item probably doesn't have a lead time because it's a brand new item. I would suggest for new people, you look for lead times of less than 30 days just so you can get your account moving. I'll show you what that means in a second. All right, so that's all. We just confirm the order and that's it. We're done. We don't ever have to do anything with this product again unless we get a return on it or something like that. There's nothing I got to tell them. They already know what my product is. They know what the ASIN is. They know everything. It's like when you deal with a prep center, you have to make a big list of things and they have to check it. One of the advantages with this is when they order from their distributors, if there's an issue with them, if it's the wrong thing, or if they're broken, or whatever, uh, they take care of it for you. You don't have to get involved in it at all. The only time you would have to get involved if it gets damaged between them and Amazon. Okay, so that took care of that. Sorry, I lost my. Oh, we were going to talk about the lead time. You go down here when we're looking at these things here. A lot of these things are new and they don't have any. The lead time is an actual lead time. So when someone orders this thing and it comes in, that's counted as the lead time. The lead time from the point of order until it's received at Ecom. So you can see on this one here, it's 5 days. These are all days. And this is calculated over the last 6 months. Even though this is like, yeah, this is quick because it was only added to the thing on 8/12. So I guess it came in, people ordered and it came in by 8/17. I can go hours without anybody messaging me. As soon as I make a video, everybody's messaging me. Anyway, so that's when you're new, you want to kind of pay attention to that. Don't go for the NAs. I'm not saying don't mix some NAs in there, but you want to really focus on the stuff that's going to come in, especially like groceries. You can get groceries in a couple days sometimes. Like here, I don't know if this is the one we're just looking at, but this one here is like 5 days. A lot of NAs here because we're like in, oh, here, this one's 2 days. Now, that's just the 2 days to get it. Ecom, there's some more time involved in that also, which I'll discuss moving forward. Okay, so we covered all that. They ship direct, easily search products. We just covered all of that. Their part numbers, the Amazon ASINs. The products are already an exact match. That saves a lot of time. Even the multi-packs, we covered that. You can see the dashboard keeps track of sales, profit, and your top selling products. I showed you this. I don't want to show what my top selling products are because then people would join and take my top selling products. Also allows easy replenishment. Okay, this is where I'm going to have to do some editing because again, I don't want to show you all my items that are being replenished. Okay, so we go on here. We go up to FBA products, and let's hope I remember to fix this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to click on here to sort this. Okay, so now you can see that it's telling me that as of today, I should be ordering 44 of these, 40 of these. This is a future date, so that one we know. This is a future date. Uh, this one wants me to order 29. Now you don't have to order, the same quantity that it says, but this takes into account their lead time, which is very important. So this would probably be a higher number than if you were using like Replan Dashboard or something like that, because Replan Dashboard isn't taking into account the velocity of the product and the lead time. Things like SoStock take into account the lead time, but I don't know if they'd be able to do it with the lead time from uh, BCD and Ecom. Anyway, you can see. So these are all the things that you want to replenish. Replenishing is just so easy. You just go, to the thing and just order them. Uh, you obviously want to look each one up to make sure it's still profitable, and Amazon's not just jumped on the listing or something like that. But it's much easier to order these things, which are already tested in true products that you already know that you're making money on. So having this built into the thing is it makes things very easy. Let me get off that. So if I come back, I don't have to delete it in two places. Okay, I already said you're not going to get any broken or wrong items received by you or by your prep center because they are the distributor and they take care of everything. They'll either, if you get something that comes in broken, they'll either credit you back for it or they'll reorder it. They'll usually check with you. Many items you can order small as one piece. Like I said, I have very small. If we go and take a look at some of my orders, let's take a look at that. I don't think that's going to show any critical. And that's the problem with making videos and the Amazon workspaces. It shows lots of things that you probably don't want to show other people. Okay, you can see on like stuff like this, 200. These are my orders. And I don't see any. Well, there's a $59 one. If we went back, you'd see some low ones too. Because the low ones come typically because I'm replenishing a thing. I just happen to notice that something needs replenishing, and I'll replenish them. It's a dollar item, and I tend to order in minimum quantities of 18 because that's the number that uh, makes Amazon ship all your stuff to one fulfillment center rather than multiple. That's not 100% true all of the time, but it is majority of the time. All right, so we covered. All right, next slide. They only sell to Amazon FBA sellers. So if you're doing a merchant fulfilled, you can't use them. You can do multi merchant fulfilled on your own of other products, but they're not going to ship them items to you. They're designed to ship everything to Amazon. There's no shipping or sales tax. Shipping to Amazon is as usual, so they're not covering the shipping to Amazon. But like if you were to order from a prep, if you order something to get to ship to your house from a distributor, you're typically going to have to pay shipping to your house. And if you order shipping from a distributor to a prep center, you're going to have to pay shipping to the prep center. There is no shipping in this case, and you have to have a business license to be a member of this, and that will allow you not to pay sales tax. They have a weekly Friday Zoom call, 2 p.m. Eastern every Friday, and they discuss special bulk offers. They're like one-off buys where someone can buy like 100 of something, and there's no one else can buy any of them. But you got to be on the call to get those because even if you listen to the replays of calls, I mean, there are some ones that will go on for a period of time, but most of the stuff is bought up right away. Now, here's the thing that most people are concerned. There's a 60 to 90-day lead time, especially when you first join. Yes, it's slow, but you don't have to do any of the work. The only thing you got to do is buy. This is the biggest issue for most members, so I want to make sure you're totally aware of it because people that quit which is the only reason why new members can get in. They only accept new members when people quit, and people quit because they weren't made aware of the 60 to 90 days if they got referred by someone else or if someone just found the company. So it's very important that you're aware that it's going to take 60, 90 days of lead time from the first time you order something till it starts getting shipped to Amazon. And that still is going to, even as you go on, that can come into a play. And a lot of that also comes into a play with that lead time that we talked about before. This number can be smaller if you concentrate on 7 day or less lead time items, but it's never going to be like actually 7 days because there's going to be handling time, the time for them to ship to Amazon, and so on. But be aware that in general, there is a delay here. So you're not going to get in this and start making money right away. As I showed you in my graph before, I didn't make anything. Let's switch to the 6 months. I started February 14th. I didn't make anything in February. March, I made the 51, which was probably towards the end of March. This doesn't show you where in the month that happened, but in general, it's not going to happen in the beginning because it's got to go way well past like the 30 days. But $51, and then we went from $51 to 5,200 to 94 to 11,800 to 16,000. Let's go back and look at the 30 days again. You can see at this point for the last running 30 days, this isn't for the month of August, but for the last running 30 days, I've made 3,442 profit. Now we didn't talk about the fees yet, but the fees for this is $600 a month. Luckily, when I joined, I got in when it was $500 a month. They keep saying it may still go up, but since they're not really taking new members, they're probably not actually going to raise it because not many new members are coming in. Uh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. The average order value is $21. I don't know if I mentioned that before. I have a total of 793 products. I'm not 100% sure what that is. I think that's just how many items I've listed on Amazon, whether it's from Ecom or not. I don't think I ordered 793 items from them, but anything's possible. So I'm not 100% sure on that number. I keep meaning to ask them and I don't. Okay, so now let's discuss the money. It's $600 a month flat for unlimited prep, pack, and ship. So if you're a company that's only willing to send, let's say, 10 items a month, this certainly is not going to be for you because you could use a prep center and get a lot cheaper than that. But using a prep center shipping 1,000 items per month would cost anywhere, using a dollar per item to $2 per item prep fees. If you shipped 1,000 items, that would cost between $1,000 and $2,000 in prep fees, or in this case, you're only paying 600. Now let's go back and look at my thing again. What did I ship? I shipped 776 items. So in this case, it would have costed me $776 as opposed to the 600 or the 500 I paid, but you would pay 600. Now the 600 uh, obviously becomes less and less a factor the more and more items you ship. So that's all just a matter of scaling. And this is, again, with that lead time, this is a tough business to scale. It does take time, as you can see uh, by my 6 month graph again. I don't mean to keep harping on this, but I just don't want people to join and think they're going to make a lot of money quickly. You're not. I mean, and here it took February, March, April, May. So that's when I started, making almost like 10,000, and that's some significant sales. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought again. Anyway, you can just see that it's going to take time, and as you scale, hopefully after August, September, October is going to start. And yeah, Q4 is going to be starting here, and that should really be blowing up. I have a lot of items. The reason why this is leveled off a lot here is because most of the stuff before here is being shipped via normal boxing. I forget what it's called, small package or whatever that's called. And then around halfway through June, uh, I started getting enough items coming in that they're shipping them via pallet. And when they ship via pallet, instead of the items getting to Amazon in like 2 days, 1 to 2 days, like it would normally do with a normal shipment, it takes between 1 and 2 weeks sometimes. And then Amazon tends to treat the pallets differently, and they sometimes sit around longer than the boxes. So what that means is I've shipped a bunch of stuff, and it just took a long time for them to, check in and receive and start shipping out. Now, once more and more stuff go out by pallet, it won't, you won't have that dip. But that's something else that I wanted to talk to you about here when you're looking at this. A key thing that when you start doing this is, like I said, uh, it takes a while to get going, and you don't want to like come in I mentioned there was a $2,500 deposit. You don't want to just come in and spend $2,500 and then stop and wait to see how things happen, because then what's going to happen is then another 30 or 60 to 90 days down the road, you're going to have a leveling off and sales will start dropping because you don't have the stuff coming in again. So the key is just keep buy, 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 buy. You have to trust the process. Okay, let's go back to here. Yeah, there's a 2,500 one-time deposit on the first order. As you're ordering things, the costs come out of that $2,500. You don't have to ever you don't have a deposit after that. Once you use up that deposit, the deposit's done, and then you are only billed after the items shipped to Ecom Solutions. The budget you would need, I mean, it's hard to actually come up with a budget. I mean, a lot of people start with less money than this because they're just testing the system out and they're willing to like lose money for a bunch of months. I mean, you're going to lose money for at least 2 months, maybe 3 months, just because of the lead times. But some people will stop and start with less money just to test the system out. And I don't necessarily recommend that, but in any case, you got it $600 a month times 4 months, which is when you're going to basically start making money. Which is really just 3 months because you're paying 600 as soon as you join. Then after 1 month, you're paying another 600. So it's four payments, even though you're only 3 months in, because you're paying ahead for the fourth month. So at that point, money will start coming in some kind of volume, assuming you've spent money. I mean, if you join, which some people have joined, and then they didn't even use up their $2,500 deposit in the first month, well, then, things are going to run slow. So the key is, first of all, you spent $2,500. You want to use that up as quick as you can because money makes money. It's not going to make money if it's just sitting there and you haven't bought anything with it. You've already spent it, so you might as well use it. So just an estimated budget would be 4 months times 600, which is 2,400, plus the $2,500 in inventory, and I highly recommend more. So I would say that you really need to be able to spend 10K in your first 120 days. Now you don't have to spend it from day one, but from day one you are going to have to spend the $2,500 when you first place your first order, and the $600 for the first month. So you need at least $3,100 to get started with this. And like I said, 10K to 20K is really what you should be willing to spend. I mean, now you're buying inventory here. It's not money you're giving to them. But if you don't buy enough inventory, then you're not making enough money to cover the $600. I mean, the key thing is you want to at least sell $600 a month just to cover the prep fee that you would pay someone else. I mean, you're still making profit, so the profit can cover the prep fee, but you're not coming out ahead in terms of prepping fee. The more inventory, the better, as is it is slow to receive. Okay. When you join my team, you get, well, first, my help. I've been doing this for 6 months, but I've also been a full-time Amazon seller for the past, I would say, 10 months. You get access to my private Facebook group for this, which I tell tips and tricks about that aren't covered by the main company, Ecom Solutions. I give you a monthly Google Sheet file with similar info to that website that we were looking at here before. However, I give you some, I'm sorry, my throat's getting red. I give you some additional information that you're not able to filter here. What I do is I have a VA take all these items and then she runs them through tactical arbitrage wholesale. And then I give you the result of that file. So what you're getting a more accurate ROI because it's already assuming the 50 cents per pound inbound shipping. And you can also filter by variation. You can filter by actual sales per month, well, estimated sales per month, and that kind of stuff, which you can't do in here. So what it does is it's basically going to take this 77,385 products that they have access to and reduce it to around 4,000 or something like that, because we're immediately knocking out the items like this, for instance, that isn't even profitable, and it'll knock out items that aren't profitable with that 50 cents per pound too. So I give that to you every month, and you can either uh, I give that to you in a Google Sheet, and you can just use the Google Sheet filtering. I have a video showing you how you can set up all that filtering for that also, or you can just download it and you run it through any one of your own scanners. I don't do any broad filtering. I just do some things that are basically profitable. Uh, and I, sorry, I'm drawing a blank. A couple other things that you wouldn't want to look at things less than that, and then you can choose to filter by whatever you want. either in your own program or in the Google Sheet. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that. Spots really are limited. So if you're ready to pay the first month $600 and a $2,500 deposit within, a week or 2 weeks, when you make your first order, let me know ASAP. They accept a few new members each month as members quit, mostly because they were not aware of the lead times before joining. So make sure you're aware of that, and make sure you're aware of this one here is $3,100 basically to get started within the first month, but I would even recommend more than that so that you don't get those delays later on also. And you're going to want to spend at least $2,500 for the next 2 or 3 months. And at that time, your sales will start coming in. They'll start covering them. So as as you can see, I don't want to go through a whole bunch of math here. It's going to take too long. Uh, they're currently not accepting the but like I said, I might be able to get you in. If you go and join their wait list, they're not really focusing on the wait list. They kind of like the people that I refer because I go through and tell them all this stuff that they don't really cover in their stuff. So you're prepared for this, and they want people that are prepared. They don't want people that are just going to come in and quit after a month because they haven't gotten their 5,000 products they ordered in the first 30 days. This is my main focus now. It's the main distributor that I'm using to buy everything. I'm still replenishing OA products, but I'm not looking for new ones. Let's see. There's a couple ways you can contact me. You can email me at ed@newman.com or Facebook message me on the Facebook thing /ED08724. Now, a lot of people ask me, well, why am I sharing this information? I mean, if this is a distributor and it's working good for me, why am I sharing it with so many people? Well, it's to make money. I make a commission when I refer people to it. So I'm hoping that I don't lose more in sales than I make in commissions. So that just depends on what items you find. And I'm actually focusing you toward products that I buy when I give you my Google Sheet. So that might bite me in the butt in the long run. But in any case, okay. So if you have any questions or anything, email me at that email address or contact me at Facebook. Okay. Thanks for watching.